Hey everyone, welcome to my first movement practice for you guys. It's going to be a pretty gentle practice and angled fairly strongly towards prenatal women since I am 13 weeks pregnant. So I'm feeling a lot of prenatal stuff these days and gentle movements. But definitely the gentle movements are good for anybody to keep the whole spine and body moving. I've got 2 blocks going today. If you don't have blocks, that's fine. You can also sit cross-legged or have a towel folded under your bum for a little elevation of your pelvis above your knees. But really, I want you to be able to find a comfortable seat for the start of this. We're not going to be seated the whole time. We are going to make our way to hands and knees, and then we're going to end with a little kind of mindfulness practice. So here we go. I'm going to take my slightly larger block, stick it between my heels, and then find my sit bones on the block. My second block, doesn't matter if it's big or small, just going to come to the side. It's going to be a support for me. If you are seated kind of on your bum, the main thing is I want you to feel like you can find your sit bones because they're going to be a good reference point as we do some side bend moving. So a definite region of our body we tend to get disconnected from. So make sure you can feel your sit bones, whether seated on a block or cross-legged, or if you have a bolster, bolsters also would work for this right now. So starting off, we're just going to do a little bit of breathing, a little ujjayi breathing. All that means is you're going to breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth. We're going to keep it as simple as that. About 6 seconds in, about 6 seconds out. We're going to go for probably 5 breaths today. So nothing crazy, but just to kind of bring us into the room. I think breathing is just a good way to kind of chill us all out during these fun times. So here we go. Rest your hands on your knees on your thighs towards your knees. And just checking that your spine is aligned. So not reaching the head forward, but head over neck over shoulders, ribs over pelvis. Find your sit bones. And then just go ahead and start to inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Inhale in again. Exhale out. Inhale, number 3. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Last round. Inhale in. Exhale out. Pause for a second and just check in. See what you notice after just a few breaths of air. Mindful, intentional breaths. All right. From here, just give your arms a reach up with an inhale. Get some length in your side body. Notice if you feel any differences, any pulling or tugging on one side body. And then you're just going to float your right arm down. Find the block. You can decide what height you're going to go with. And you can also decide along the way to get rid of it. With an inhale, find a grounding from your left sit bone through your left fingertips. And then as you exhale, gently start to tip just the rib cage over the right. So a little bit of a softer side bend. Notice if your front ribs want to flare forward, just sends you into a bit of a back bend. Soften the front ribs in so you feel your back ribs stay full. So again, you can keep the hand on the block here, and then you're just going to focus on your breath into your left side body. You can make choices along the way of flattening the brick or getting rid of the brick and bringing it all the way down. So that all depends on what you've got going on in your side body. Listen to your body. Don't try to force your way through it. Yep, and as you breathe, play with this idea of the expansion of your lungs into your ribs, creating more length, more space. To come up, reach your arm towards the ceiling. Imagine you're holding onto a rope and you're going to pull yourself back up to center and reach the right arm up Again, I'm going to take my block with me because I don't know what the other side's going to offer. Inhale, lengthen up both sides. And then exhale, tip the ribs to the left. Lower your left hand down. Good. Breathe. Yeah, noticing a little stiffer on this side, so I might just lower the block down to kind of a low height. Yeah, there we go. Still trying to find my sit bones. Keep your sit bones equally anchored to the block. Notice if you're holding tension in your head, your neck. Feel free to rotate the head and the neck. Yeah. Again, check in that you're not reaching the head forward like a little turtle. Draw it back. Feel like you're pressing your shoulder blades in the back of your head into an imaginary wall. Good, and then again, reach the arm towards the ceiling. Imagine you're holding on to a rope. Pull yourself back up. Good, and again, you can take the block back to the other side. We're doing a second set, and we're adding some circles of the arms. Right arm goes down, again, option to block, and then we tip over. Good. Notice if your right shoulder wants to drop into your ear. Reach the shoulder blade down. Good, ground through the right palm. Now keeping the ribs as they are, just to do slow, juicy circles and let your upper arm bone rotate as you circle. Notice where you meet resistance. Try not to force your arm to go in places it does not want to go right now. We're just going to do 3 in each direction. So this is my third. And then we reverse. Oh, noticing just switching the direction makes things feel a little bit different. And one more. And then we reach back up to the ceiling. Hold on to your measuring line. Pull yourself up. Right arm goes up. Left arm can reach down. And we tip over. Yep, find that space where maybe you left off the last time. Breathe into it. And then we start to circle. Nice, full circles. As you do, check that you're not holding your breath. Try to continuously either be inhaling or exhaling. Yeah. And then we come to the top and we bring it back the way we came. And circling around. Good. And around. This time we bring it to the top and we pull ourselves back up to center. Good, now playing with a little back bend, some options here. Palms to the thighs, keep your sit bones and your pelvis nice and neutral for the first back bend. Pretty subtle, pretty soft. I'm actually going to turn to the side so you guys can see this. So, hands to thighs. Imagine a little string in the middle of your breastbone without dropping your head behind you. I want you to imagine that string pulling you up, up, up. Look up without dumping your head back. So this is what a head dump looks like. Yeah, not so fun. So keep it slightly lifted. You want to feel the weight of your head. Notice it's not a crazy back bend, but I feel things lengthening on the front, working on the back, and then bring it back. So you have the option of doing that again, or we can take it a little bit deeper. So this time I'm going to interlace my fingers, take my hands to the back of my skull, above my hairline. Push your head and your hands equally into each other so you feel supported in the neck. And now, inhale, lift through the breastbone. Arch through the mid-back. So think middle of the rib cage, maybe just below the shoulder blades. Now here I'm going to give the option of maybe giving your sit bones a gentle reach back, but check that you're not dumping into your low back. You still want to feel like you can ground through your shins a little bit to help support you here. You should always feel like you can breathe. And then we float it back up with an exhale. Good. Float your arms forward. Find your sit bones again. Good, keeping your shoulder blades resting heavy onto your back body. All you're going to do is reach your front ribs back to round your back ribs as much as you can. So a little active flexion. Good, and then we inhale, open the arms wide, just sit tall, not going to back bend. Exhale, round in. Good, you can keep this super soft and subtle. For mamas with babies and bellies, as you round in, think about drawing your baby into your spine. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale. and bring it all the way up. Good, so we've just moved the spine in all four of its directions, nice and easy. So now we're gonna take it to all fours. So I'm gonna keep it going sideways here a little bit, figuring all this out as we go along. So cat-cow, we're gonna inhale, lift the tailbone, reach the breastbone through. Exhale, drop the tail down, let the head hang heavy. Ground through your shin bones as you lift through your mid-back. And then inhale, roll through the pelvis, take that through to the breastbone. Good, try not to reach or lift your head and your neck, let it be a little softer. Exhale, drop the tail, hang your head, lift through your back ribs. And then bring everything back to neutral. So now we're gonna go lateral cat-cow. So imagine you've got a big puppy dog tail. With an inhale, side bend to the right. Bring your right shoulder towards your right hip. Look to your right hip. Breathe into your left lungs. Exhale, bring it back to center. And then side bend to the left. Breathe into the right. Look to the left. And back to center. Go in a second set. Side bend to the right. Breathe into the left. Exhale to center. And again, side bend to the left. Breathe into the right. And back to center. Good. Now we're going to do some sternum push-ups. I call them shoulder blade push-ups. So keeping your arms straight. Find your spine between your shoulder blades. And on an inhale, just go ahead, let the spine sink down so it's like you're collapsing in your shoulder blades. Then on your exhale, pushing your palms, try to float your spine up like you're trying to float your spine between your shoulder blades. It doesn't quite make it. So we're not going into a round, we're not going to an active flexion, we're going to active neutral. So sink the breastbone down, exhale. Inhale, use the lungs to help support you as you float your spine up between your shoulder blades. And exhale. And inhale. Try to keep the back of your head in line with the back of the shoulder blades. One more round. You might feel these a little bit by now. And inhale, sorry. Good. Now stay full in the shoulder blades. I call these baby bump lifts. They've got lots of different names. But literally for a second, you're going to let all of your abdominal organs just kind of hang out. If you got a baby going on, it might pull. So you might feel or even see that dumping in your low back. So now your goal is, can I use my inner abdominals, your transverse abdominals, draw up and in your pelvic floor to find neutral? Not going into cat-cow again, but we go from completely relaxed, little dumpy, and exhale, pull it up and in. Inhale, let it hang. Exhale, up and in. I like to imagine my baby hanging a little bit in a hammock as I relax down, and then hugging my baby in towards my spine as I draw up and in. Good. You can even add pelvic floor to this a little bit. Relax the pelvic floor as you relax the belly. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor. Yeah. And again, really getting active with connecting the diaphragm and the pelvic floor. As you exhale, the pelvic floor and the diaphragm should lift up towards your head. As you inhale, they should push down towards your pelvis. Good. And now just reach your hips back, little child's pose. And then bringing it forward onto all fours. All right. Last but not least here, adding a little activation to this. So restabilize the shoulders. Think full back body like we just played with. Think baby drawn into spine without rounding, so neutral active spine. Ground through your knees and your left hand. Reach your right arm forward without dumping into any of your other joints. Hold and breathe. Give yourself anywhere from 3 to 5 breath cycles. Find the support of your organs, your lungs, to help keep your bones lifted as your muscles work hard. And then right hand lands down. And then reach your left arm forward. Breathe. Yep. Trying to stay, again, full in the back body, no dumping. Keep a lift. Breathe. And land it down. Good. Good, good. Reach the hips back. Stretch back. And then bring it back. Good. From here, we're going to just add the legs to it. So tuck your right toes. I know you can't see my feet right now, but just reach your right leg back. Good. Find a little stretch there. It feels good. And then on an inhale, float your right leg up without tipping the right side of the pelvis up. Imagine reaching your right heel into a wall. Feel like you're getting lengthened from the crown of your head through the heel bone. Again, check that you're not dumping or tipping. Try to equally ground through your hands and your left knee and shin. Breathe. And then gently bring it back. Tuck your left toes, push your left leg back. Level your pelvis. Inhale, lift your left leg. Breathe. Keep length to the back of the neck. Keep length and activation to the back of the ribs and the spine. No dumping into the low back. And then bring it back in. And then reach your hips back. Child's pose again. And then slowly roll your way up. Good. Ending with just a little bit of mindfulness. Again, you can find a comfortable seated position, whatever works for you. So I'm just going to go with a little cross-legged here and just get comfy for a second. So whether you're sitting on a bolster, blanket, rolled up bathroom towel, doesn't matter. Just find a comfortable seat. Your legs can be bent, extended, doesn't matter. And then just close your eyes. And notice. Just kind of notice where you're at. What sensations are arising, maybe what emotions are arising. Sometimes moving our bodies can cause things to be stirred up a little bit. So just acknowledge their presence. You don't have to deal with them right now. But just in acknowledging their presence, it helps to manage them. And then notice your breath. And notice how your breath moves in and out of your body. The breath itself is a movement practice. Sometimes just taking a few moments out of our day to pay attention to our breath and how our breath affects our mind and our body can be our saving grace for the day. So know that you always have that as a tool in your pocket. Thank you guys for spending a little time moving your body. Nice and easy and simple, but I feel it gets the job done. So I will see you next time. Take care.